Good morning, good evening, or I should say good afternoon and good evening, everyone. Chris and Tammy here coming to you live from Daytona Beach, Florida. In about 30 days, we're going to fly back to our home in Toronto, Canada. So this is the life that we chose is we don't do winters anymore, folks. When it gets cold, we switch over to the United States in Daytona Beach, Florida. And now that the heat is back in Toronto, Canada, we're returning. And this is the kind of lifestyle that this venture has provided for us. So we want to welcome you here. We're very excited to share with you this segment of the GotBackup opportunity. We're going to talk a little bit about where the company comes from. We're going to show you a bit of behind the scene. We're going to show you the tools and also what we have as a product. And also we're going to touch on how we get paid with GotBackup. So very excited about this, Tammy. Let's share with the audience here. How did we get introduced to GotBackup?
Yeah, well, why don't you introduce everybody first, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Get started.
Esther.
He's so excited. He wants to get this going.
Absolutely. I know we have a fun day here today. Esther, welcome from Accra, Ghana. Great to have you here. We have Eldon from San Diego, California. Welcome. Simon, great to see you. Kim from Florida. We're currently neighbors. Nice to see you here. Let's see here. Anionam from Accra, Ghana. And I know a few of you might
Simon
be
from
in.
the UK. Welcome.
Yeah, who's from the UK here? Tammy, I'm missing someone.
Simon from the UK.
Oh, Simon is from the UK.
Welcome.
Got you. Okay, you came after. Great.
I've never been to the UK.
I have. I've been to London. It's actually a beautiful city. I know at the time it was very expensive because the currency exchange was quite different at the time, but it was a wonderful experience. So Tammy, let's go back to the presentation and how did we get introduced to GotBackup?
Yeah, so the owner of GotBackup is a very good friend of ours. We've known him for many years. Chris actually bought was using a hosting service from him many years ago. And we are in the network marketing industry, and he had built a successful business selling marketing tools online. And we've always kept in touch. We've been friends for a long time. And he contacted us. It was 2 years ago in May. He contacted us, so 2 years ago now. And he was telling us about this new project called GotBackup, and he was super excited about it. And they launched it in April. He contacted us in May, and it was already, I think at that time, Chris, it was probably in about 24 countries. So we're like, oh my gosh, yeah, well, let's have a look at this. And long story short, what you're going to see today is what we saw without the full presentation, just connecting with him. And for us, it was like, oh my gosh, we got to be part of this. It's all about positioning for timing. When you position yourself, you can explode.
Yeah, and the reason why I got really excited about this and where Tammy and I got excited about this is we've been using a service called Dropbox for many years and iCloud for many years. And, they offer a limited amount of a space, but they don't really contribute. And I saw here, what I mean by contribute is they don't contribute as an income stream where we GotBackup, you can actually get compensated for telling the world about it. So we have made friends from all over the world in different parts of the world, where we understand that, especially in the past several years, the currency exchange, inflation has caused an enormous amount of shift, where we saw that a lot of folks couldn't afford starting anything just to be able to maintain the current lifestyle they had. So we saw an opportunity where we can really empower families globally with what we believe could be massive growth and success. And the reason we're saying that is that Dropbox took 7 years to be in momentum. Now I'll come back to that, but 700 million users. So do you understand the potential for you to tap into all of this? So we saw where people can turn their dreams into reality. This slide here is just a representation of the reality of life. You see here this young family who are showing off the new set of keys because they just bought into a brand new home. And I know that is a dream for many families. What about vacationing, which is so important to sharpen the saw, right? It's important to work and everything else, but sometimes you have to rest. But what about taking a vacation where you want to, opposed to where you can afford to go, right? What about adding new members of the family? We understand today you go to the grocery store and to buy food, it's very expensive. It is not what it used to be. So having a new member of the family could be a question, can we afford it? And that should not be a question, right? It should be, I want 20 kids, I want 10 kids. I know that's a little
That's
far-fetched.
a, that's
You
a
understand what
baseball.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about, right? There should not be a limit based on your income stream. And the other thing, the far right, it's represents something very important. I know when you're young, it doesn't seem like it's all that important, but folks, when you're young, you have the power of time. And the fact is today, because of all the changes that are occurring in the world, your savings may not be as worth what it was worth before. And GotBackup could actually be that venture that can feed that, right? To kind of set you up for the future. So let's talk about empowering families.
Yeah, and with Got Backup, it's all about helping people get ahead in life, to have more, to do what you desire. So if you have the right work ethic and you're willing to put some time into it, you can make this happen for yourselves and your family. That's the most important thing. I mean, everything Chris and I do, we're always thinking about the people that we work with. We're always thinking about family, so that we could help as many people achieve the goals and the desires that they have in their life. And Got Backup is such an amazing project.
I totally agree, Tammy. And the company was founded in 1997 in Gatineau, Quebec. That's where it all started, into a basement. And I remember Joel telling me that in the city where he was living, which was in Gatineau, Quebec, Elmer to be more specific, the fiber optic that's underground, that's like the super highway, right? These are cables that could support the amount of people using your service. We call that bandwidth. And they say, even if we do an upgrade, then that's it. We can't go any further than that. That's when you realize, okay, we're going to move. And they went into Texas, in an area where Microsoft and Google and Toyota and all the big companies have these big servers to be able to support the demand that they request. And that's exactly what occurs. And that was about 25 years ago. Now he's in a 10,000 data square feet data center. So, folks, this is really, really important. And the other thing I wanted to mention is this is a debt-free company, folks. So let me explain to you, let me rephrase that. Let me share with you a video that is going to get the CEO, the owner of the company, talk about exactly what's going on behind the scene. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure? And how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I wanna explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm gonna code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have, hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very...
So we wanted to show you that segment of video so you have an idea what's going on behind the scene, folks. And there's so much more behind this. Tammy and I were physically there actually about 3 weeks ago. And Tammy's correct. Joel is just such authentic. Even Mike, they're phenomenal people.
Yeah.
So back to the presentation here, folks. There are 2 global trends. The reason why we want to talk to you about this, folks, it's because in business or anything in life, if you want to focus on or being ahead of a trend to be able to cash in on something, you tend to have to know what are the signs that give you a strong indicator that this is a good place to be. So let's start with this one, Tammy.
Yeah, this trend is absolutely a huge sign, right? There's almost 15 billion smartphones in the world today. So absolute huge growth market. And what are everybody doing? They're filling up their devices. So wait until you see the stats that are there. When I saw the stats, I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to position ourselves because in the next 5 years, it's going to be absolutely massive.
And that's absolutely correct. See, some folks are kind of falling asleep at the wheel thinking, oh, I'll wait for this and I'll wait for that. I'll see what happens here. I'll see what happens there. And in the meantime, some of us are just running with this. And the percentage of global mobile traffic. And I know this slide here is a little bit older, but I want you to see that from 2011 to 2023, it went from 6% to 60%, folks. This is a massive indicator. And let's go into maybe an updated slide here. The size of cloud storage market from 2022 to 2030 here, folks. You're looking how revenues of 90 billion in 22 to $500 billion in 2030, which I think it's a conservative number. I think it'll be a lot higher than that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's $750 billion. So folks, these are indicators. And a lot of companies are starting to create a division of cloud storage, but none of them offers what we're offering. Let's talk about the cell phone addiction as to why we need cloud storage.
Yeah. And let's face it, everybody's on their devices all the time. And so you can see some percentages of people using their devices. But at the end of the day, you can do anything on your device. So it's absolutely massive when it comes to trends when people are on their devices all the time. I know Chris and I, we use our device to pay a purchase. We use, just a quick tap. We set alarms. We keep an eye on our property in Toronto while we're here. I mean, I could go on and on and on. We go out for date night, which is every Friday night, by the way. We just love Fridays because we like to celebrate our wins. We celebrate our wins. We bring our phones. We're so bad. We bring our phones because we want to get a picture, of us enjoying our date night. But you look around in the restaurants or wherever we're at, everybody's got their heads down on their phones.
That is true, folks. And because of this, is the data loss growing concern it's an issue, right? 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their cell phone or lost their data. Think about it, folks. Yep. Your cell phone device is It's a cage for all your precious moments. And if this is not released into the cloud, then if God forbid you lose your device, then whatever is in it is lost with it. That's why cloud storage is such an important step right now. 5,700 screens are cracked every hour, laptops, cell phones stolen every 43 seconds. That's just what you have to remind folks as we talk about this. Here's another message that's quite irritating.
Yeah. And everybody gets these messages more and more and more. It's funny because I have conversations with, people that I haven't talked to in a while, just catching up, seeing what people are up to. And this conversation always comes up. And we talk about, how people are losing their stuff, their devices are full, they're tired of always having to increase their payment to store their stuff. So that's when GotBackup is such an easy conversation with people, because this is coming up all the time.
I totally agree. And the other trend here, folks, is making more money. Again, for the reason I stated earlier, with inflation and in currency exchange and everything else, people need another stream of income. And what's really nice is you can take advantage. And folks, there's some things that are going to be announced next Saturday, not tomorrow, but the following Saturday, on some new tools are going to be added to help you promote your business, folks. 42% of Americans have side businesses, 62% of Gen Z. So these are our kids. I'm Gen X. In fact, I'm 2 years from the boomer into the Gen X, and 62 years of age. 62% of Gen Z. These are our children. What about the rest of the world, folks? People are looking for opportunities to make an income, knowing that resources are limited to start a business. So you can leverage from these two global trends here, folks, with GotBackup. That's what we want to talk to you about here. So let's cover a little bit about our product.
Yeah. So you get 6 terabytes of data storage. You have 6 accounts. You actually have one account, and you can add 5 additional members, each having their own password in their account. And you can decide how much terabytes you want to give to these people, which are often is family members, right? So unlimited devices, all of this for $10. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, this can't be real. Joel gives so much value. It's incredible. But when he was telling us that this is a home-based business that pays you for telling other people, that was such an add-on for us, because we're entrepreneurs. We've always built businesses for many, many years. 27 years we've been in the network marketing industry, and we absolutely love home-based business.
I totally agree. And the network marketing also is a changing industry, folks. Things are evolving all the time. That's why that digital services is something that's coming at age right now. Some people are saying, well, what about competitors? Why should I sign up with you when there's iCloud, Dropbox, Google Drive? Let me cover that for a second. I mean, they have an average of 2 terabytes. It's very standard for $10 a month. Here we are offering 3 times the amount of data. But let's put that aside for a minute. GotBackup pays you for telling others about it. This is what's so powerful about this. Let's talk about yearly packages. iCloud, Dropbox, Google Drive, the same here. Within the same, 360, 660, it's not the same price range. But what I mean by that is within the same amount of terabytes, right? It could vary here and there. And don't quote me on the exact amount, folks, because it's very possible that prices will vary. But it's just to give you an idea. When you compare GotBackup with just under $100, 6 terabytes, you can have unlimited amount of devices in here. That all your cell phones, it could be a PC, it could be a Mac, it could be a Unix system. It doesn't matter. You just need to connect to your cloud with the apps that are available, and then you just back up your stuff. And I'll show you a little bit of a demo how I'm organized here. It's really, really awesome, folks. For $9.97, you can't beat that. $99.7 a year. It's, again, you're saving 2 months. Unbeatable value. So Tammy, let's summarize what we have here before we show folks how to install that on your phone device.
Yeah, so you get 6 terabytes at $9.97 per month. You can choose to pay yearly, which we'll share with you, where you save a couple months of payments. It includes up to 6 accounts. That was really exciting for me because we're family people. And when you have a family that's struggling financially, but they have an opportunity to get 3 times more value for the same price and to add your family, it's like, wow, this is such a no-brainer. Any device and unlimited devices. And you saw the video on the security of your data storage. And here you can see that there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. And I don't know anybody who would want to cancel and go for less. So it's such a no-brainer. It's such an exciting opportunity.
Absolutely. And Michael, I really appreciate the feedback here. Absolutely awesome. So folks, let's check how simple it is to get your pictures and videos from your phone device into the cloud. Let's check this out together.
This is a quick walkthrough of how to install your GotBackup app onto your mobile device. In this case, I'm using the Android Galaxy, but the process is the same also on an iPhone. So to download your app, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either come to the Play Store. On an iPhone, it's called just the App Store, and just search for GotBackup. And there it is. Or we could come to our members area and go to use this tool, and then you will see it here on your dashboard. So again, I'm using my Android device. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and it's going to take me to my Google Play Store. If you're on an iPhone, it will take you to your App Store on your iPhone device. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and open it. It's going to ask you to log into your account. Go ahead and allow all your notifications so it could let you know that everything's being uploaded properly, and go ahead and put in your unique ID. Once logged in, you will be asked to let GotBackup access your photos and videos on your mobile device. Select Allow. Without having to do anything, an Android upload folder was automatically created for me. Neat! If you are on an iPhone, the folder will be called iPhone Upload. Now, depending on how many photos and videos is on your device, your first backup might take some time. So it is highly recommended that your device is on a charger and is connected to Wi-Fi. It is a good idea to start your first backup in the evening and keep your GotBackup app open and let it back up overnight. One more thing I'd like to point out. If I tap on these 3 little lines on the top left corner and tap on Settings, you will see these 3 boxes under Monitor are automatically checked. Auto Upload will automatically upload all future photos and videos taken on your device to your GotBackup cloud. Camera Roll Upload will back up all existing photos and videos that are stored on your device to your GotBackup cloud. And Upload Only on Wi-Fi will only back up your data while connected to Wi-Fi. If you have an unlimited data plan, you can uncheck this. So if I come to my gallery, I'm going to have a slew of pictures from over the years. This is actually Joel's phone, so if I come to my albums, I have almost 1,400 pictures. Alright, so if I come to my app, come back to my menu and click Transfers, you're going to see all my pictures now are uploading. Since this might be a large upload at first and I have a low battery, it's highly recommended that you plug into a power source. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, now that's finished. We can now see that our Android upload has all been categorized by what year these photos were taken. These were taken in 2021. And this was just recently. So that's pretty much it. Pretty easy.
You know, as you can see here, folks, it is such a simple process to install that from your phone device. And of course, there's another install you are certainly welcome to do is to install the app for your computer. And I'll show you a little demo at the end of this presentation. So right now, again, folks, this is the only cloud storage that pays you. Making money with GotBackup, it's absolutely awesome. Tammy, let's summarize how we earn an income with GotBackup. Back to you.
Yeah, so you can see there's 7 ways to earn, and 3 are highlighted because that's really the foundation of building, and the rest are bonuses, which are great because as you grow and you start helping people earn income, then everybody grows together. So it's a lot of fun. And number one is your customer acquisition bonus, CAB for short. And that is when somebody has a look at one of your links that you send them, and they want to register as a member, and they decide whether they want to pay monthly or yearly, as I mentioned earlier. And if they decide to pay monthly, you get 200% upfront. So let's round it off, $10. You get $20. So when somebody decides, you know what, I'll do it for a year, which a majority does, then you get 50% upfront. This is really, really good income. And that's just sharing links, you guys. It's really that simple. And 25% on any packages that they roll out, special packages with marketing materials and stuff like that are more advanced. You get 25% for that. And then on the bottom, you can see customer base, because everybody's building customers as well, because not everybody is looking to earn extra money. I mean, I don't know too many people that don't want to earn extra money, but there's people out there that don't, right? So 25% on all your personals. And let me just share a couple of examples of that. So if you had 20 people that clicked on your link and they wanted to pay monthly, you get $20 per person times 20 people, $400 in commission, and you're not limited to the amount of people you can bring in. And the timing is there. Nobody knows about GotBackup, which is very cool. And 20 customers, 25%, rounding it off, 250 times 20 customers, $50 in commission, ongoing every single month as long as they're active. And this is massive, you guys. I mean, I don't know about you, but nothing better than residual income, making money month after month. When you talk to somebody for the first time, you continue earning income.
So again, this is really awesome. The income they pay you upfront, like 200% and 50% from the fees to get to service for 1 year. Folks, this is really, really generous. Let me share with you what happens on the back end as people come into GotBackup into your business. The number two is what we call team commission. And this is based on 2-team tree. There's a left team and then there's a right team. When you see indirect referral, that's someone that is above you, sharing the same leg as you, just as you sponsor the direct underneath that indirect referral, while the indirect referral benefits from that person that's in there. So this becomes very significant when you look in your cycle bonus, because the cycle bonus, it doesn't matter who brings who. What matters is how many bodies they're there. And there's 2 tiers, tier 1, tier 2. Tier 2 happens to be more than double than tier 1. So let me explain to you the steps. One is you need to be active. Just like you're paying for your Netflix, your Amazon Prime, your Disney Plus, and whatever service you pay on a monthly basis. Well, as simple as that. You remain active to have access to your data, but it also gives you active for you to receive commissions. Number 2, you need to enroll 2 people in your business. 2 people that are paying $10 a month. One on the right, one on the left. It's as simple as that. Once you've done that, now you've met step 1, step 2. Now, step 3, to earn the commission, the system needs to see that there is 6 people in your business in a ratio of 4 to 2. What I mean by that is one side has to have 4 people and the other side has to have 2 people, just as you see here on your display. Now, remember that 2 of those people have to come from you personally, one on the left, one on the right. Then from that point on is you can see that this represents 1 cycle. Now, 1 cycle is not going to pay for your mortgage, folks. But here's what happens. As the team starts increasing, the company is going to be calculating blocks of 6. Every time it sees that, it's a cycle. The value of a cycle is based on the company's profitability and also based on your rank. And I'll come back to that, which is really, really, really interesting. Okay. Number 3 is cycle match. Now, cycle match, this is what we call, it's like a matching check. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. Every time you introduce someone into GotBackup, you have the opportunity to have a percentage from what they've earned in a cycle that would be sent to you in a commission that's over and above. So they keep all their money, but you have a percentage, and that percentage is reflecting by this chart here. You need to become a Sapphire. Again, I'll come back to that as we finish. 25%. So that means that if, let's say, you sponsor me and I cycle 100 times, you would get 25 cycles. Whatever that cycle is worth, that's what you will earn in surplus from my proceeds that I don't pay you. The company pays you. I keep all my money. But the fact here is you can sponsor 10 people, 20 people, 200 people, 1,000. It doesn't matter. All these people, you have a percentage that you can earn. That's why this is such a performing bonus. That's really cool. Look at this grows here from $1,000 to $20,000. It doesn't mean because you hit that fire, you're going to make $1,000. What it means is this is a cap. So if let's say you sponsor me and I cycle, I don't know, 1,000 times, you'd be making more than $1,000. So for you to make more, you have to move up to another rank, which is Emerald. And I'll touch on that a little bit later. Very, very, very powerful. Think about it, folks. You can earn up to $20,000 per person into your business. I'm not saying you're going to make this, folks. What I'm saying is this is a ladder of possibilities. Now, there's 4 more bonuses that we didn't talk about. Generation bonus, dynamic bonus, rank bonus pool, and leadership bonus. For some reason, I couldn't read rank bonus pool. So, folks, at the end of the day, is all these bonuses are compounding, and that's what can really generate a good income for you. Let's kind of summarize this, Tammy, on what do people have to do to build a business?
Very simple. Get yourself positioned. Number 1, and you want to register your first 2 people, which is an easy process. And you have links that are provided, which we'll share with you. That's part of the support. And so once you get the 2 people in, you put one on the left, one on the right. You can see that there's a 2-team structure. And that's how you want to build this out. And go get a couple more people. There's so many people that need this service that it's an easy process. And just duplicate that. There's one thing that Chris and I have learned to have success in our business is to duplicate. If you have something simple that duplicates for many people, everybody is going to grow in the ranks. So it's such a win-win opportunity to do the small things and help other people do those little things, because we all know everybody's busy in today's world. And if you give too much for somebody to do, it might be overwhelming, but everybody can do this. It's so simple.
And that's where this works, folks. How do we get started?
So it's $20 fee. And that's an annual fee. You get your back office. We'll explain a little bit about that. And you choose $9.97 monthly or $99.97 pay up front for the year, for the 12 months. And you save a couple months of payments. And most people prefer the better value, and they do it that way. So it's that simple to get started. Very simple. That's
the cost to get started. And we're 156 countries, folks. And what's happening is not everybody's building in 156 countries. They can, but what's happening is we're serving. There's people, there are customers, people using the service in 156 countries. Folks, this is going to grow and grow and grow. There might be more, to be honest with you, because there's constant people signing up all the time. And folks, recognition is so important. Babies cry for it, adults die for it. And the fact is, this is the rank, this is the ladder that will also impact your income, where you can touch on all these bonuses that we talked about earlier. A bronze, this is when you sponsor one person. Just stay with me here. I'll explain to you. Now, a copper, if someone says, okay, what do I need to do? You know, when Tammy talked about the steps, right? Well, the thing is, you want to duplicate that, is to become copper. Starting with you, you have one on your left, you have one on your right. And every time someone comes into the business, they do one on the left, one on the right. That's the duplication we're talking about. When this occurs, you become a silver because you sponsor someone, and maybe someone that you sponsor sponsors someone that became a copper. Whatever that happens, whatever comes first, it will push you as a silver. Now, as a goal, that's when you start earning from all the first 3, and now you're starting to get into number 4. Yeah, that means you sponsored 5 people, and 3 of them became copper. As a platinum, there's a 4th person that became copper. Of course, there's an amount of people that needs to be in your team. As a goal, you need to be 25. That's a combined team from all your personals and their personals. At platinum, there's 40 people, right? Now, as a platinum, you're moving from tier 1 to tier 2, folks. You're doubling your income. That's actually a little more than that for the exact same business model that you have with the exact same amount of people. But you move up in a rank that now you're earning more money on your bonuses on cycles. Now, platinum as a sapphire, if you recall, now you get a matching cycle. Remember when I talk about 25% all the way up to 100% that can go from 1,000 to 20,000? That's when you become a sapphire. Now you qualify to start earning these bonuses. And it goes even deeper than that as you move up into emerald, ruby, and so forth. And folks, it's all about producing coppers. That's the foundation and the business model that we have here. Absolutely awesome. Now, let's talk a little bit about the support, including the fact that we're doing a back office training on Saturday and among other things. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, so you're going to have personalized referral links. You're going to have a personalized landing page, an email marketing system that is built in. That was huge when we saw that. We just said to Joel, we couldn't believe that he was throwing this in for the $9.97. This guy gives so much value. He's such a giver, and it's incredible. It's really helping us build our business and automating our businesses. How many people out there want to automate their life so they can enjoy life more? Everybody. This is included, you guys, for the $10. It's such an incredible opportunity here. You got marketing tools, you got regular presentations, online presentations in different languages around the world. And we do our personal ones on Friday on our YouTube channel, but we also do one on the company's channel on Wednesday night with the GVO channel, Global Virtual Opportunities. If you go there, you're going to see that we did Wednesday night presentation. And there's team trainings and support from all different countries and different groups. But Chris and I also have volunteered to do the company training on Saturdays to show people how to get started right. That's the most important thing. How do you access this stuff? How do you use this stuff? And how do you get to the next level? So we'd love to see you on Saturday, every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time.
I totally agree. Folks, listen, this is a product that everyone needs in a business that everyone can afford. Let me kind of share with you on the back end what is going on here as we are filling up our cloud. This is your back office. You can see here that you have your status, you got your support, and I want to focus here on use this tool. When you click on that, okay, what's going to happen is now it's going to give you access to a page where you can actually download the software. Hopefully my internet goes well here and it goes there soon. And while this is kind of going on here, there's also the reseller tool that are in English. Okay. You have French, you have Italians, you have reseller. These are all the tools. And I know on next Saturday, they're going to be adding another tool here in English, which is absolutely awesome. I'm hoping that this will be very nice and respond. And I guess it's not user friendly at the particular moment, but this is where you can actually store, you can download the app to store your apps. As a matter of fact, what happens here, let me just click here. Up. My computer is not responding as fast as it used to. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So let me go get here. This is the computer app that I've installed. You can see here that the backup occurred at 11:17 a.m. on May 2nd. So that's just a few minutes ago, right? And everything is there. I can also access my cloud just by clicking this link, which is awesome. You can see here my 3 computers, right? These are my 3 computers that I backed up. And right now you won't see that button, but you'll see these here where you can restore files from your cloud back to your computers. And here's are all the details on how to access these files. But very cool. There's going to be a new feature. It's going to be announced very soon. When you click on this button here, it's going to show my entire computer. You can see here, and you can go to my file, then my desktop, my documents, my download, my libraries, everything is here. This is backed up to the cloud. Absolutely awesome. Here we go now. And what's really important here is that as you are logging in, you want to access your the actual apps. Okay. And as you have access to the app, I'm hoping this will come soon. Okay. It's a little slow again. So I'm going to continue here while this is coming up. So what's going on here is this again, this is my backup and this is what it's my computers. What's really cool. This is my cell phone stuff. Okay. So you can see here, if I had an Android device, it would say Android upload. Now it's an iPhone that I have. So it says iPhone upload. So I click on that. You can see all the years where I backed up my pictures and videos and so forth. You go to 2024, it goes from January to December. Everything is there. And trust me, folks, I check all the time. If you go back to 2025, whoop, if you've been if seen my presentation before, there was January, February, March, April. Now we're going into May. So why you see May here is because now I take pictures all the time. It doesn't matter what it is. And then from there, it ups it up on the cloud. It's automatic. Don't have to worry about anything there. Okay. Once you're here, you can see here that I have quite a few things that are backed up into my cloud. And what's going on over here is I have 2 terabytes available left. I'm using 4.92 terabytes here. And here are basically the apps that you download that I just shared with you a moment ago where you can actually access. Okay. And this is here for your iPhone device where you can get from your Apple device or your Google Play Store. You just search for GotBackup. Once you install it, follow exactly what the video shares with you here. So folks, there's so much here and there's so much more we can talk about. Make sure you come back into our Saturday training because we're going to be covering your internal wallet and a little bit of a revision of the back office. Absolutely easy to do. So folks, at the end of the day, Tammy and I present here every single Friday morning Eastern time, depending on your time zone. It might be afternoon, might be late, but it's always recorded. If you go back on the link that you clicked to bring you here, that link will turn into a recording the moment we are done. So Tammy, as we end this session here, is there anything else you want to share?
Just hop on board and run with it. That's what we're doing. And we're super, super excited about this opportunity. And if you enjoyed today's session, just smash the like button and we'll get the word out there to more people. Looking forward to seeing you next Friday. And for those of you who are joining us tomorrow, always a pleasure seeing you. And our goal is to help as many people as we can to achieve in this opportunity.
Absolutely. So folks, have yourself a wonderful rest of your Friday and a nice weekend, depending on your time zone. We really appreciate you. And we are presenting and training, and we do not miss a week unless something happens where I don't proceed to see it happening. Have yourself a great, great weekend, folks. And we'll talk to you soon. And bye for now.